What's good, Joel? It's your boy Ab, and I'm back with another Face2Face. I'm keeping it over Zoom a lot just because it's easier for me to tap in with a lot of creatives, you know what I'm saying? Going on site and things like scheduling can be a little crazy. Anyway, I'm back. This guest you've been on here, I think, 2 times before. And it's crazy. Every time you're on the show, everybody remembers you. Everybody remembers you. I think it's fun that when we first met at the showcase, and we filmed you. You had hit us up and was like, "Yo, you can film something for me." Like,
Word.
And I was like, that was like our first exchange. I was like, "Oh, all right, he's dope." And then the energy was dope. And then we did the video. That was one of our very first posts on my Moonlight Media account, and everybody tapped into that. And ever since then, whenever you pop up, they always tap in.
I be loving it. I love it, man. I love it.
That's gonna work. But man, we F with you too. We definitely F with you too, yo. When I get that big deal and I'm making a movie for like Disney or something, I'm definitely gonna throw you a role.
Yeah, that's my guy, man. It's all love. That's my guy for real. That's true love.
So talk to the people, Chino. Let them know what's been going on, bro.
Man, everything. I feel like certain things have been like a standstill lately. This recession, the way of life now. This new year, dealing with music, family, just living in general, yo. Shit is not getting easy. Things are getting, much more harder out here. But I've just been trying to keep my head above water and get back into doing music and shit. Cause I kind of, fell off from doing it since COVID happened. Felt like I was locked in myself. I became more isolated from the world. I was even, procrastinated from hitting that publish button on Instagram or post. It just became, me having, a lot more fears and shit. And it was just, killing me inside. And then I was like, man, I'm about to self-destruct. And then I was like, what was like my main way of like expressing myself? It was through music and shit again. And I lost touch with that. But, this year, I just was like, yo, I got this shit sitting in my room. I'm like, why the fuck am I not recording myself again? Like, why am I not doing this? Why am I not doing that? You have all the tools in front of you and you just looking like, come on, something got to give, So I was like, fuck it, it's time to push the button. So I was like, I want to come out with a little EP, everything expensive.
Word. So explain it like how you came up with the name. Everything's expensive.
It's funny as hell. I was in Atlanta visiting my father. I haven't seen him in like probably 3 or 4 years and shit. So we go out to all these different restaurants and shit, and he just kept saying everything expensive, yo. Like anytime the bill came, he just kept saying everything expensive, everything. Like, and I just kept looking at him like, yo, this nigga's too much, yo. I'm like, what's good with him, son? Like, he keeps saying that, so it got locked into my head. I'm like, everything's expensive. I'm like, yo, that's a fact. The recession, being a brother and shit. Like, you want to put out music videos, you want to get on interviews, you want to do all these X amount of things, and everything costs. So shit is expensive, things going up. It's like, fuck.
Wow. What's the leading single off the EP?
The first single that I'm pushing, it will be In the Room. It's a record. It's like a 3-year-old record. I've been holding on to it.
You had mentioned that in the lockdown, you was even struggling to touch the publish button on Instagram. Why was that?
Around that time, I managed. I had a manager at the time. I had a publicist at the time. I thought I was, gaining that team that I was yearning for. Like to have like a table, be like Jesus, but have his disciples be on his side and be all out for him and see the bigger picture and the goal that we all trying to achieve. And, when it came down to that with, my manager at the time hooking me up with a consultant from Universal Music Group and me having to get invited there, me inviting my mom out, the cameraman, the manager as well, and me sitting in that meeting and everything. And when, shit hit the fan, I had to come out of pocket to pay them on a monthly basis. It's pretty much like a subscription. And they gave me a list of duties to do, and all these things were happening like during COVID, and it was like, how am I supposed to, record my songs? How am I supposed to put this out? How am I supposed to shoot my music video? And then, I'm working my, 9-to-5 job, my regular job and shit. and that income that's coming in there, then living expenses,
Yeah.
food, all that shit comes into play, and you're trying to, you know, take care of everyone as much as you can, and it just becomes so overwhelming, and it's just the point to where I feel like, yo, this shit doesn't even feel fun no more to me. It just feels more like pressure, an actual job, and
Yeah.
COVID. It just really, you know, just took everything out of me. Pretty much, it drained me to
So
the
do
point
you
I
feel
didn't want
like?
to.
So you said to the point where you who?
Oh, to the point I didn't even want to do shit no more.
Yeah. Damn.
Yeah.
So are you able to tap back in with that connect? Like when you're ready to get back into the groove, or you think like that bridge is already burnt?
Man, that's a good question, yo. The thing is with that is like that bridge is, I can't say it's burnt, but it's no longer there. You
Mm,
know, and it's like it's kind of hard though too, because when you want to tap back in with a certain individual from that period of time or that year, they may be on a different type of tip. They may be, you know, more Hollywood, or they may be on some shit where they don't have that position anymore to help you, or, you know, certain things change for them, and, you know, you kind of held on to that contact, and then now it's like that contact is no longer, you know, useful, you know, to you
yeah.
anymore, you know, not in a bad way, like trying to use them and them, but it's just not, you know, helpful for you in that matter anymore. So,
Yeah, it's crazy you say that. So during the lockdown, right? I
hmm
was door dashing, and it was like 2 in the morning one night.
yeah,
I had to pick up an order from Sonic, right? I'm like
uh-huh.
I'm like in the hood, bro. Like in the hood.
Oh,
Like
shit.
they got fucking bulletproof glass where you order, yo.
Oh my God. Yeah,
So
that's
I'm
wild.
so I'm out there. Mind you, it's like 2 in the morning. I'm out there, right? And then they're like, "Oh, y'all can come inside to pick up the food." So I'm like, "What the fuck?"
Yeah.
First, I'm ordering a glass. Now I'm going inside. So I said, "Okay." Yo, I went through. It was like this maze, right? So I get in there. It's
Uh-huh.
like this whole back facility, like the back key for
What?
Sonic. Yeah, I was like, "What the
What
fuck?"
the hell?
So I get in there, and it's me and this dude in front of me with a yellow shirt on, and he's waiting for his food. And all I see is mad people like peeking out, like, "Who is this? Who is this?" So I'm like, is he a celebrity? I can't see him. All I see is
Yeah.
the back of his head and his fit. So I'm
Uh-huh.
like, is he some sort of celebrity, right?
Yeah.
He goes up to the cashier, places his order. He steps back. He's got a Def Jam recording shirt on, glasses.
Oh.
You know what I'm saying? And he kind of looked like he worked in the music, but he didn't look like an artist. You know what I'm saying? So I was like, oh, this is
Mm-hmm.
somebody I need to tap in with, because you never know where we may be able to work together.
Word.
So everybody was looking at him. This one dude comes out. He's like, yo, you work for Def Jam? He's like, yeah. So the dude starts rapping at the register, bruh.
Oh shoot.
So,
Yo, talk about
yo,
taking all the opportunities, yo. Damn.
the dude starts rapping at the
Yeah.
register, right?
Uh-huh.
He looking crazy because people waiting for their order. He's sitting there rapping, and the dude is just looking at his phone like, I not paying him no mind. Anyway, it was a funny ass scene, yo.
Fucked up. That's wild. He was giving the time of day or nothing. That's wild.
I was so embarrassed for him. Like, bro, it's 2 in the morning. What the fuck? It's crazy. But I say that to say
Oh
this because
man.
it's to a point that you were making. So me and dude connected when we went outside, and I
Yeah.
told him, like, you know, I'm a filmmaker, this and that. I was like, I'm not looking for you to give me a handout, but you know what I'm saying, maybe there's something that we could do for each other, because I also do like a lot of administrative stuff. I do videography. I know you probably know artists that need a videographer. So homeboy he was the VP of marketing at Def Jam.
Oh,
So we tapped in. We had Zoom meetings. I was putting out a project at the time, a musical project at the time. I sent him over some of the music. He loved the music. He liked a lot of the stuff that I sent him, like visually, that my company was doing. And then we set up a Zoom call because he told me like Def Jam was trying to put out like content like how Revolt is doing, where they have like drink
mm-hmm.
champs, and it's like almost like a produced TV show. That Def Jam
Yeah.
was trying to do something like that, but they wanted to find like independent filmmakers. And he was like, I'm gonna tap you in when that program starts. So I was like, okay, bet. Couple like weeks went by, whatever. This is why I always tell people, like, make sure you follow up. Even if you don't have anything to talk about, tell them about what you've been doing. Because you don't want to come off like you're too needy, right?
Yeah.
But you always got to make sure you stay in touch with them. And I had got caught up on a project, and I meant to send him an email one day, just tapping him like, yo, you know what I'm saying, hope everything's good, blah, blah, blah. Come to find out, homeboy don't even work there no more.
Oh my God.
So now, yeah, it's like, and I didn't have his phone number. I just had his office number and his office email. Now I'm like, I can't even tap in. I don't even know where to find him. I tried to find him on Instagram. I found his account. He ain't posting like 4 years. So I'm like,
damn.
I feel like how you feel. Like the bridge ain't burnt. It's just it's not there. Do you feel like the quality of your music comes out better now that you're engineering your own stuff as opposed to somebody else who has another ear doing it?
I don't want to discredit any other engineers, but there has been engineers in the past where they know how to work a computer, but they don't know how to use plugins. They don't know how to route their channels or set their signal as far as turning the microphone on. Some of them turn the gain level up to like 12 o'clock when you got somebody that's like yelling and shit. Why would you turn it up to 12 o'clock? At least just turn that knob, to like, 1 or 2. It's like, you know what I mean? But what I would say as far as like on that tip is like more of me, like I like doing it more on my own. I know it's a lot more stressful as well, but it's just the fact that I feel comfortable in my own space of not, having to work with, because like a lot of people, like they don't really work best with others on certain projects or just in general, because it's just like you come into a room and somebody always feels like, yeah, I know more, so you got to listen to me. Yeah, so I have this on my wall that says certification of this, so you have to listen to me. And you got to deal with the energy of that person being an asshole or just taking your bread, because a lot of engineers, they don't really care about, other clients' music. I work on a few other people's musics and their songs, and I treat it like it's my own.
That's it. So would you advise that every independent artist like learn to engineer their own stuff?
Yes, most definitely. It's cost efficient. You save more money, and then you save yourself from the BS of somebody saying, "Oh, I'm not able to do this," but they are able to do it. They just don't want to do it. And if you don't know, you're not gonna say anything because you just don't know. So it's highly important, like as far as like any independent artist to have access to their own studios. Like celebrities have studios in their own house. They got a basement decked out. Like you can't name not one celebrity who's a rapper, singer who doesn't have their own home studio. They got that for sure, because they know if they go to who knows, freaking Quad Studios or like any of those other studios, they paying at least $100 an hour, that top dollar. Or the labels, for example, they'll send you to their people and they'll overcharge you for fees and shit that you could just be bypassing, saving some of that loan money that they giving you, and just do it in-house. And then you got another engineer or assistant engineer, you send it to them, and then you got a mastering engineer, you send it to them directly. It's all about just trying to do like what's best for you. And if you have the money to go out and do those things, by all means, go ahead, man. Shit.
Listen, man, I'm already the same way. Like I'm self-taught on so many things, and I see it now. Like I see other filmmakers and they just like, yo, I got this script, but I gotta find a director, I gotta find an editor, I gotta find this. And I'm like, woo. I could do everything. I could write my script and film it, edit it myself, and put it out. Like I'm so glad I don't gotta worry about none of that. And I've done that with so many projects. Like people be wondering, like, yo, you be dropping films like left and right. I'm like, because I could do them all myself. I outsource a few of them, but for the most part, I'm like, nah, I could bang this out in like a month, put it out at the end of the year. I could bang this out in 2 months, put that out at the end of the year, and I'll just hire people to do the rest and put those out next year.
That's how you do it. It's chess. I like that.
You always got to hit them over the head with something, man. So tell the people what they can expect from the EP, and we're going to get it out of here.
Yeah, I got this, one of the singles, Breaking My Heart, that's listed on there. I'm dropping a video on Valentine's Day. It was shot and edited by me. It took some time because it was supposed to come out last year, but things happened. I was just like, yo, I'm not satisfied with how I was looking. Let me keep editing it. Let me just keep getting some more scenes. Then I finally got into a good space where I'm like, yeah, I'm ready to put this out and hit that post button. What or yo, it comes down to that post button, it's like shit. This shit going up here for life, yo. It's up here for life. Like yo, you tying a knot, yo. It's like marriage or some shit, son. Like
Yeah,
once you in, you in.
Yo, y'all make
Oh,
sure y'all tap
shit.
in. Make sure y'all tap in with Chinno Cartel. Good dude. Got some good music, man. I'm Abwon, man. Make sure y'all tap in. It's a face-to-face. Make sure y'all subscribe. Chino, don't hang up. That's it. Y'all check me for my next interview. I'm out. Peace.